You know, it's pretty hard to ignore just how fast the whole tech landscape is changing, right? And well, right at the heart of it all is artificial intelligence.
That's absolutely right.
Yeah.
It's really shifted. It's not some far off thing anymore. It's here and it's genuinely reshaping how tech works
Ah,
everywhere.
exactly. And that's why we want to talk directly to you, the listener. If you're a .NET and DevOps engineer, you've already got a great skill set, really valuable stuff.
Mm.
But this deep dive, our focus today, is all about making sure those skills don't just stay relevant, but actually put you in a prime spot to grab the amazing opportunities popping up in this AI world.
Yeah.
We've been digging into this article from ViASTUDY, and honestly, it's packed with insights on exactly how you can do that. So our mission, let's unpack the key skills and maybe even more excitingly, the new job roles that could really, boost your career.
Precisely. It's not just about saying, oh, AI is happening.
Yeah.
You want to give you practical, usable knowledge. How do you navigate this? How do you actually thrive? Think of this as your personalized roadmap for succeeding with intelligent systems.
Okay, great. So let's get into the first big area the ViASTUDY article highlights, cloud computing and those DevOps tools. Now look, if you're in .NET and DevOps, chances are you're already touching Azure, AWS, maybe Google Cloud.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's a huge head start, actually. What's becoming super clear is that these platforms aren't just for hosting anymore. They're fundamentally the infrastructure for deploying and scaling up AI solutions.
Right.
It's really about using their specialized AI services, the infrastructure they provide specifically for AI.
Okay, and sticking with the DevOps side, the article really hammers home containerization, Docker, Kubernetes. Why are these suddenly so critical when we talk about AI?
Well, think about what AI apps are like. They often have these, complex software dependencies, right? They need to scale up and down, sometimes really fast, depending on the load.
Yep.
And you absolutely need consistent environments everywhere. Dev, test, prod. Docker gives you that portable container, so the app works the same way everywhere.
Got it.
Then Kubernetes comes in to orchestrate all those containers and manage deploying them, scaling them, keeping them healthy, which is just vital for handling the often unpredictable workloads of AI stuff. Honestly, getting good at these isn't really optional anymore. It's becoming fundamental.
That makes total sense, especially with those dynamic AI workloads. Okay, next point, and this one's going to hit home for .NET folks. AI integration with .NET. The article specifically mentions ML.NET.
Yes, ML.NET. It's proving to be a real game changer for .NET devs wanting to get into AI. The beauty of it is it lets you build, train, and deploy machine learning models right there inside the .NET ecosystem
Okay.
using languages you already know,
Yeah.
like C#. So it really lowers that initial barrier.
So you're saying I don't have to become a Python expert immediately just to start messing with AI?
Not necessarily to get your feet wet, no. ML.NET lets you use what you already know, your .NET skills.
Yeah.
And beyond that, the article also points out there's this big growing need for just integrating existing AI APIs into .NET apps.
Right. Can you give us an example? Like, what would that actually look like for someone listening?
Sure. Let's say you're building a CRM system, right?
Yeah.
Using .NET. Maybe you want to add sentiment analysis to automatically see if customer emails or support tickets are positive or negative.
Okay. Yeah.
That sentiment analysis might come from some third-party AI service available via an API. Your job as the .NET developer would be to hook your CRM up to that API, send it the customer text, get the sentiment score back, and then, display it nicely in your application.
Ah, okay. That paints a really clear picture. Perfect. Next key skill, data engineering. This sounds like, it sounds like providing the actual fuel for these AI models.
Oh, absolutely. It's fundamental. AI models at their core learn from data. The patterns they find, the predictions they make, it all comes from the data you feed them. So the quality of that data, and often the sheer amount of it, directly impacts how well the model works. Data engineering covers everything involved in gathering that data, storing it, cleaning it up, transforming it, getting it ready for the AI. And we're often talking massive data sets here.
And the article throws out some specific tools, Apache Kafka, Spark, Azure Data Factory. What roles do these play? Why these specific ones in the AI context?
Yeah, those are definitely key players for handling big data for AI. Kafka, for instance, is often used for real-time data streams. Think sensor data constantly pouring in or website clicks happening right now. You need to ingest that live. Spark is this really powerful engine for processing huge amounts of data in parallel. It's crucial for transforming and analyzing massive data sets to get them ready for model training.
Okay.
And then tools like Azure Data Factory, they let you build out these data pipelines. visually or with code. They automate moving data from all sorts of places into the systems where your AI models need it for training or for making predictions, inference.
So it's different from traditional data pipelines.
Well, traditional ones might focus more on, say, transactional database stuff.
Mhm.
For AI, you often need tools like Spark because you're dealing with enormous, sometimes unstructured data like millions of images or text documents that you need to process for training.
So basically, if your data isn't handled well, if it's not prepped right, the AI you build on top of it just won't be very good.
Exactly. You know the saying, garbage in, garbage out.
Mhm.
It's especially true for AI. Solid data engineering is the foundation, period.
Right. Okay, moving on. Automation and CI/CD pipelines. This is bread and butter for DevOps, but how does it change when AI enters the picture?
The core ideas of CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery, they're still absolutely vital. But with AI apps, you're not just deploying code updates, you're often deploying the models themselves.
Ah, okay.
And those models need training, they need evaluating, and potentially they need retraining later on when new data comes in. So that adds, well, extra layers of complexity to your automation pipelines.
So it's more than just pushing out a new software version.
That's right. You need to automate the whole life cycle of the AI model.
Right.
Building it, training it on data, checking how well it performs, then deploying it. And the tools you probably already use, like Azure DevOps or GitHub Actions, can be adapted.
Mhm.
You can extend them to handle these AI-specific steps.
Mhm.
It makes the whole process much smoother, more efficient for these intelligent applications.
Yeah, that makes sense, especially since AI models aren't usually a one-and-done thing, right? They need tweaking.
Exactly. Iteration is key.
Okay, next skill. Cross-platform development. The article mentions .NET MAUI. Why does being able to build for multiple platforms matter in the AI world?
Well, think about where you might want to use AI features, not just on a website, right?
Yeah.
You might want them in a native mobile app or a desktop application, maybe even on like specialized devices.
Yeah.
.NET MUI lets you build an app from essentially one code base that can run across different platforms, iOS, Android, Windows, macOS. So this means your AI solution can reach way more people, have a bigger impact, because users can access it on whatever device they prefer.
So if I built some cool AI diagnostic tool, MAOI could help me get it onto a doctor's tablet and their desktop computer.
Precisely. It's all about making your AI innovations accessible, usable wherever the user is.
Yeah.
Maximizing reach.
Gotcha. And finally, the last skill area, but definitely not least, AI security. This feels like it's just getting bigger and more important every single day.
It absolutely is. I mean, think about it.
Mhm.
AI is getting embedded deeper and deeper into everything, handling more and more sensitive data. Securing it is becoming non-negotiable.
Right.
The article specifically calls out things like data encryption and API security. Those are basic table stakes for protecting the data AI uses and creates.
So it's not just about securing the servers and networks like usual. There are AI-specific security challenges.
That's a really important distinction, yeah. You need the traditional cybersecurity, of course,
Hmm.
but you also have to worry about things unique to AI, like protecting against malicious inputs designed to trick the model. They call those adversarial attacks, or ensuring the privacy of those huge training data sets,
Right.
and locking down the APIs that expose the AI functions so they can't be misused.
Mhm.
Ultimately, building trust in AI really depends on tackling security seriously at every single step.
Wow, yeah. Building these powerful things means taking on that responsibility. Makes sense. Okay, so those are the core skills the article identifies for .NET and DevOps pros. Now, let's shift gears to something I find really exciting. The new job roles actually emerging from all this. First up, AML engineer. What's the day-to-day look like for them?
Right, the AML engineer. These folks are really, they're building the intelligence part. Their main job is designing, developing, and training the actual AI and machine learning models.
Mm-hmm.
But, and this is key, like the article says, they also handle integrating these models into the bigger company applications. So it's a role that needs both, solid AI theory and practical software engineering chops.
So they're not just stuck in a lab somewhere. They're actually putting AI into action in the real world.
Exactly. They get the AI concepts, the algorithms, but they also have the skills to deploy these models, keep an eye on them, maintain them in production.
Okay. Next role. Cloud AI architect. This sounds like a perfect fit for someone already deep in cloud tech.
It really is.
Yeah.
The cloud AI architect takes that deep cloud knowledge, Azure, AWS, whatever, and applies it specifically to designing AI solutions for businesses. They need to be scalable, reliable, cost-effective.
Right.
These are the strategic folks. They figure out the big picture, how different AI parts connect, how they integrate with existing systems, how to optimize it all in the cloud. They're basically drawing the blueprints for how a company uses AI. It's a pretty high impact role.
So they're kind of the visionaries, setting the strategy for how AI gets rolled out across a company.
Precisely. They architect the whole AI infrastructure, making sure it meets business goals and can grow later on.
Then we've got the DevOps engineer for AI. We talked about needing special CI/CD for AI. Is this the person who handles that?
Absolutely. The DevOps engineer for AI is laser focused on smoothing out and automating that entire AI model lifecycle we talked about. It goes beyond just deploying code. It includes managing the data pipelines for training, setting up monitoring to see if a model's performance is degrading over time, model drift they call it, and automating the retraining process.
Okay.
They really understand the specific hurdles and needs of applying DevOps ideas to machine learning workflows. That whole field is often called MLOps, machine learning operations.
So it's different from regular DevOps because...
Well, it requires a much deeper dive into the machine learning lifecycle itself, knowing the tools, the processes specific to getting models built, tested, deployed, and monitored reliably.
Got it. So they make sure the AI models can actually be updated and improved smoothly in production.
Exactly. They're the bridge, really, between the data scientists building the models and the ops teams running the infrastructure. They keep the AI development cycle flowing.
Okay. Fourth role, AI solutions developer. This sounds like where you take the AI smarts and build something users actually interact with.
That's a great way to put it. The AI solutions developer focuses on taking AI capabilities, maybe custom models built internally, or maybe pre-built AI services from cloud providers and plugging them into .NET applications to create real business value.
Right.
The article gives good examples like building smart chatbots for customer support or creating predictive analytics dashboards that help managers make decisions.
For a .NET dev just starting to explore AI, which route might be quickest to show results?
That's a good question. Often, using those existing AI APIs can be faster. It lets you add intelligence without having to build the model yourself from scratch, so you can deliver value sooner and learn AI concepts along the way.
So if a company wants, say, a product recommendation engine on their website or maybe automated document analysis, the AI solutions developer with .NET skills could build that using available AI tech.
Precisely. They're the ones translating AI potential into actual useful features for people.
And finally, the AI security specialist. Given what we said earlier about security being so critical, it makes perfect sense this is a growing role.
So absolutely essential.
Yeah.
The AI security specialist is all about tackling those big concerns around ethics and, critically, the security of AI systems. They need a deep understanding of the specific ways AI can be vulnerable or risky. Their job is to create strategies, implement security measures, set best practices to head off those threats.
So what does that involve day to day?
It could be anything from protecting sensitive training data to defending against those tricky adversarial attacks trying to fool the AI, to making sure AI is used responsibly and ethically, following regulations. They are basically the guardians, ensuring AI is powerful but also safe and trustworthy.
Okay. So wrapping this deep dive up, it feels really clear that for you, our listener, the .NET and DevOps engineer, this AI wave isn't something to fear. It's genuinely a huge field of opportunity opening up.
Without a doubt. Your current skills, software development, cloud, automation, that's an incredibly strong foundation to build on for AI.
Yeah.
By focusing on those areas, we talked about cloud platforms, integrating AI into .NET with tools like ML.NET, getting savvy with data engineering, using automation for AI pipelines, maybe exploring cross-platform with MAUI, and definitely prioritizing AI security. You can absolutely build a really valuable, interesting career path.
And those job titles we just ran through, ML engineer, cloud AI architect, DevOps engineer for AI, AI solutions developer, AI security specialist, they really show the different ways you can specialize and make a mark, right?
They really do. It's a very dynamic space right now. Lots of potential if you're willing to learn, adapt your skills, and kind of lean into what AI can do.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening to mull over after this. With everything changing so fast, which specific bit of AI integration or maybe AI security really catches your interest? Where do your current strengths and your future ambitions seem to line up best in this rapidly expanding world of AI? Definitely something worth thinking about.